What was I going to say before you interrupted me, man?
Sorry, the Defund, yeah.
Yeah, so Defund in Mail podcast, yeah. So imagine.
I can't lie, the girls will spit at that one still.
No, but it's funny, bruv. So there's one podcast, yeah, where we were talking about it. The brother says, "Oh, if you ain't got a Lambo by 20,
how'd you hide all that meat, big bro?"
You need to lie, man."
Wait, what?
Brother, a man said, "You know what I mean? How'd you hide all that meat, big bro?" I was like, "Excuse me, brother."
Who's he talking to?
Brother, so they're in the podcast. Oh no, on my mum's life. This is one of the worst things I've ever heard. So they're sitting in the podcast and they're talking. So it ended up being a conversation about, you know, when they were like, if you get a boner, you'd hide it in your waistband.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Normal.
Yeah. So as he's talking, so my man says that's how he would say. He's like, I would hide it in the waistband. And then the brother is like, he said, how'd you hide all that meat, big bro?
No. No.
See, there's a thin line.
No.
There's a thin line
over the line.
No,
bro.
but you know what it is? Because people are always saying, because wait, this is wait. People are always saying, yeah, men should have these kind of conversations. I'm like, yeah, but there's a way to have it.
Yeah, there's a way to have it.
How do you hide your meat? It's different to how do you hide all that meat?
Is it recording?
Yeah.
No, I'm blessed.
Oh, yeah, it was cut it out.
So me and Keith were, before the podcast started, me and Keith were talking about defunding male podcasts, yeah?
Me and Disu talk about this.
Because what? Wait.
Talk about it once every week.
I'm not gonna.
Before you start that, yeah, just to go back to your point about the spray on thing. I do know a man that had a spray on once upon a time, but
The whole joint.
Yeah, the whole joint. Well, some.
What do you mean
part
the whole
of it.
joint? The whole head top?
As in like a little bit of the joint. Do you know
No,
what I mean?
I had the spray on once, yeah, because I didn't know. No.
Wait, what?
No.
Because sometimes some barbers do it.
What do you mean?
No. The enhancement. No. With the enhancement.
Yeah, because one barber I said, whoa, I don't do performance enhancing drugs.
No, wait, let's clarify. What spray are you talking about?
You had
The hairline.
I'm not talking about the spray to fill in the beard and the head. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the one that they use just to sharpen your hairline.
No. That's what I'm talking about.
That's the one I use.
Yeah, people do it.
No. I'm talking about as in like
With the card.
No, as in like some of your hair missing.
The top hair. No. I'm talking about the one where they just like kind of like
sharpen up your teeth.
sharpen up your fingers so they
That
darken it.
disappears before the day's done.
Brother,
I'm not talking about that.
I said, wait, hold on, this shape a bit sharp. He goes, yeah, I used the spray on Tik. I said,
No, my barber does
No,
that.
bro.
Every trim I get, my barber does that where so for me, he does it like with the beard, well, spray it on. But when I get home, I wipe it down. So there was a picture where he does it. You know DJ Khaled and Rick Ross.
Yeah.
You know their beards. So he did that. So for us, we'll do a little bit. Then you wipe it down and your beard. Because like I said, there's no spray, no nothing. As it
but
is
when
now,
you're sweating in the dance and that.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying I've seen a man with that.
One of my brothers
bro.
my brother had a spray thing and he was sweating. I was looking kind of spooky.
No, some barbers overdo it.
A man, and he doesn't know that like, people have clocked. He thinks that no one's clocked that it's on.
It's a dub. I don't put the times a dub. You're outside, bro.
Yeah, it's long.
Dub, bro.
I think I must have sent you lot the vid where my man had the little hairpiece thingy and he was asleep at McDonald's and he's drunk and it's falling off his head.
Oh, the toupee.
So my brother
What
filmed
is it? What is it? Egg McMuffin?
The little hairpiece, bro. He's laid out on the table. His hairpiece is on the floor. My boy was filming. He was
Nah, not the toupee.
finished.
What was I going to say before you interrupted me, man?
Sorry, the Defund, yeah.
Yeah, so Defund in Mail podcast, yeah. So imagine.
I can't lie, the girls will spit at that one still.
No, but it's funny, bruv. So
need more farmers.
there's one podcast, yeah, where we were talking about it. The brother says, "Oh, if you ain't got a Lambo by 20,
how'd you hide all that meat, big bro?"
You need to lie, man."
Wait, what?
Brother, a man said, "You know what I mean? How'd you hide all that meat, big bro?" I was like, "Excuse me, brother."
Who's he talking to?
Brother, so they're in the podcast. Oh no, on my mum's life. This is one of the worst things I've ever heard. So they're sitting in the podcast and they're talking. So it ended up being a conversation about, you know, when they were like, if you get a boner, you'd hide it in your waistband.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Normal.
Yeah. So as he's talking, so my man says that's how he would say. He's like, I would hide it in the waistband. And then the brother is like, he said, how'd you hide all that meat, big bro?
No.
See, there's a thin line.
No.
There's a thin line
over the line.
No,
bro.
but you know what it is? Because people are always saying, people are always saying, yeah, men should have these kind of conversations. I'm like, yeah, but there's a way to have it.
Yeah, there's a way to have it.
How do you hide your meat? It's different to how do you hide all that.
Why are we discussing how you hide your meat?
No, you see my point.
Technique of your own.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is the difference between how do you hide your meat to how do you hide all that meat?
That's wild, bro. That's wild.
How'd you hide all that meat?
Wait, what podcast is it? What podcast?
We don't need to know names.
For real.
Nah. We don't need to know names.
So we're saying these men need to be defunded.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, cool.
I'll just be on Twitter and I just see like
a clip, and you're like, brother, what are
The
you
worst
talking about?
ones,
wild,
yeah,
bro.
is them man that have like the violin in the background. And man that try to talk like they're the biggest entrepreneur hustler. They're just
The don that said that.
the homeless one.
Yeah.
When I'm homeless, first thing I do, right?
I'll read a book.
What?
He said because he's homeless and he's reading a book,
Yeah.
someone's gonna give him an opportunity because they can see he's applying himself.
People don't even notice other people.
I'm looking at this thing like you H-mates are begging. You're here reading.
But the whole defunding the male podcast, just to sum up here, I'm with it, man. There's certain male podcasts they need to like, but there's also certain women's podcasts they need to like as well. Yeah, because you know what it is for me, yeah.
I don't really see their content though.
Yeah, so because you don't see it, maybe that's why. But it's just for me, yeah. One of the reasons why I started podcasting, yeah, is to be honest, to be transparent. There's bare man lying, bro. Bare girls lying. Like this is not your life. You're just saying or regurgitating what you think you've seen online. Like look at Sierra's dress that she wore to the Oscars.
Yeah.
And everyone has got a problem with it besides her husband.
I ain't sure.
Oh, she's just wearing like a scantily clad dress, basically. Her body's out, and they're like, a married woman shouldn't be dressing like this. My thing is this: if the husband is okay, who gives a fuck what we think,
Yeah, it's true.
That's social media's thing.
Too much opinions.
bro?
Podcasting now has just become social media and in audio.
Yeah,
That's the issue,
yeah.
innit? Because even on Twitter, there's like a guy, yeah, who was like, "Happy birthday to my girl," and I think he made a reference to like how she gives head, innit? Everybody was banning him. If this was my man, but these times, his girl thought it was funny, and that's how they communicate.
Yeah, that's how they banter. Yeah,
But people online just love to take paracetamol for other people's head.
bro, I don't understand that. Ryan Reynolds and his wife, yeah, they banter each other all the time. I think on his birthday, she posted his best friend, another actor, and on her birthday, he posted another girl. That's their banter. Someone will quote tweet that, write a think piece online. This is a dysfunctional relationship. Why can't he just post his wife on her birthday? It's like, what are we doing here?
Even on the Defund pod, I saw like a bit of a clip. See me, yeah, I suffer from secondhand embarrassment too much. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm seeing you people behave like monkeys, I can't watch it for longer than 10, 15 seconds. A man was basically just articulating why he wants to be a wash dad. And it was just, I was just thinking, bro, what is his content?
What do you mean you're washed dad?
Like, he was just basically explaining why like he doesn't help out his BM. And
I saw that one. I saw that one. I saw that one.
I saw the. You know what?
He said he was in debt.
No. Is it the one where the guy's talking about he's had situations with women where he's told him he don't want the kid?
No, not that one. Is it that one? And the guy in the blue hoodie?
I think it was in blue.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that one.
Oh yeah, because the one I'm talking, that's the one.
Same one you lot talking about. Yeah,
when
same
the
video.
guys come out there and
he's got seven baby moms, 7 kids.
I don't think I even got that far.
Oh,
But
so basically 7
but
baby
for
moms,
me,
7
but
kids.
you know what? Yeah, I looked at it and I was like, it was bummy. But in listening to that, I was like, I hear it because he told these women like, you know, this nigga had bare kids he don't check for, and you had more kids with this nigga. And you thought it was going to be different.
After,
you know, at this point, you look at some of these women.
After the second baby mom, you're going to be like, women, come on, man.
At some point, you look at these women like, you're part of the problem. This nigga,
no, but
this
it's true.
brother that is active about not looking after his youth. The man told you, I don't look after no kids.
Like, what dream is he selling you? Like, for example, like...
He ain't selling no dream because he told you, I don't want the youth.
But
the way, bro, he's making videos online. Telling you he don't want the kids.
The one I thought you were talking about is the brother who said that he doesn't give his the mother of his child money for his child because he has debts. So
I saw that as well.
So he goes, until I clear my debts, child ain't getting no dough. Brother, wait, what? Do you know what's mad? Do you know what's mad? I've heard I'm cramping. I've heard Nigerian men say that. So that's why when I watched the video, I didn't really think, but when I went on Twitter, they were cooking Donny.
Of course there was.
Because it's dumb though. Come on, man. But he was basically, I think the extended version, he was basically saying, the reason why I'm in debt is because this gal took me to court.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And then there's another video where the guy was like, I've been giving my baby mum X amount of money. She took me to court. They confirmed that I got to give her less. Yeah, hold that. So let's say he was giving her like $250 a month. They've gone to court and they're like, yeah, based on what you're earning, she's only qualified to like get like £82. He's like, yeah, firm that £82.
I see a video.
£82, bro. I see one woman come out and says a baby first give her £9 a month.
I see a video a couple days
even give
ago.
it. What's the
Hold
9
on.
GBP.
No. Remember, they take it out.
That can't even cover Netflix, you know.
Brother, she took him to
If
court.
you want that big screen, or that, if you want that 4K,
But it's how much money he's declaring that he's earning, innit?
So he was giving her a bit more money, but you know what? Because it was inconsistent, because his situation. So sometimes, he willing to give money, like, but my situation
Certain
at the moment
times,
isn't
yeah.
patterned. So I give you what I can every time. But like I'm saying, it was, you know what I mean? It would give bills here, 2 bills there, maybe another 2 bills there, or whatever. But she's like, it's inconsistent. So I'm gonna have to put you on a plan. And I hear her, she wanted consistency. But he was telling her, like, it's not that I don't want to.
So
My situation is precarious. So she thought, I'm gonna put you on child support. You know what I mean? So she's gone to them based on whatever, £9.
Wait there. So what about what we saying about 1,200 a week?
1,200 a week.
Yeah, this brother come out of court and the girl's recording my man and she's laughing and I say, haha, good. And he's like, how can you do that to me? Such and such and such. 1,200.
I know.
The American
No,
thing,
but
yeah.
how much was he giving before?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's got to give 1,200 a week now.
Because they base it on what you earn.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's all based on what you
Almost
earn.
5 racks a month.
But bro, but my thing is, like,
So he must be earning dough then.
I know, bro,
definitely.
but I feel like it has to be based on what you earn to a certain amount because you're like 1,200 a month, right? 1,200 a week.
She's flying, bro.
Is, you know what I mean? It's like 5 bags a month.
Yes,
Like,
a-
what are them fucking kids eating?
No, it's not even that.
Bro, you have families.
Caviar.
That's a caviar.
Bro, you have whole families that survive on less.
Hey, by the way, sorry to go off topic. This is what the podcast does here. Is caviar sperm eggs?
No,
Why did I think that?
it's not sperm eggs.
Sorry, not sperm eggs, fish eggs.
Yes, fish eggs.
Yeah. There you
Not
go.
just fish eggs, sturgeon. You know what I mean?
Particular
certain
fish.
types of fish. You know what I mean? And it takes so like beluga caviar, the fish. You know what I mean? It takes 9 years to raise those fish to get.
Is it
it.
even
That's why
nice
it's so
though?
expensive.
That's why it's so expensive.
Is it even nice though?
It's butters, bro.
It's not butters. It depends on.
Is it worse than
it's an
oysters?
acquired taste.
Is it worse than
I've never
oysters?
tasted oysters.
No,
And
no,
I
right.
never will.
Oysters, bro, what?
Have you never tasted oysters?
I fucking love oysters.
Yeah, see, look, I knew
His
his
palate's different, but
Yeah,
I
his
would
palate's
say-
different. Yeah,
his
yeah,
palate's
it would be
different,
him,
though.
It would be him.
Bro, you know oysters. I love
I had
oysters.
caviar because I had I don't know if they still do it, but it was a caviar burger in Burger and Lobster.
burger?
Brother. It's
Is
a
it the
beef
one you
burger
had in that
and they put
video?
caviar.
In the picture.
Yeah.
I remember in the picture
it's
you had on the
cold.
bed with the.
It's cold, a cold burger.
No, the burger's hot, but the
Yeah,
caviar's
caviar's
cold.
yeah.
It's caviar, it's fish eggs. You can't
Yeah, I
heat
know.
them
I
up.
was just like, this is not a nice
No,
experience,
caviar.
man.
So for me, the only time I can say I didn't enjoy caviar, so I went to, I was actually at a wine tasting at a Russian restaurant in Knightsbridge. So I was with my cousin. I'm always with Ronnie. I was with Ronnie and Eugene Icy. He was there as well at the time. So we've gone to this wine tasting, really good wine. My friend of ours, Giovanni. So we're there tasting it, whatever, but it's in a Russian restaurant. We're eating Russian food. Brother, they've brought us, you know, when I say I've never seen so much caviar in my life, first, and they had caviar on everything. Bro, you know, that, delicious. Brother,
too
me
much,
and Ronnie
man.
are looking at us like, help. Brother, everything had caviar. Bro, I was like, I can't eat, like, you know, it gets to a
That's a
point.
lot, man.
Caviar and cheese. I'm lactose
That sounds
intolerant.
like hell, man.
I know.
Jason, I'm lactose intolerant. So like, firstly the cheese. I'm not trying to be rude. And then to top it off, we then had to have vodka shots.
Oh,
I
don't
do
know.
not
is
drink
going on
vodka.
there?
I don't put vodka. So we had to literally, pure, like pure that vodka. Bro, and when I say not even, you know, kurva. Bro, I'm talking about kurva. Bro, I'm talking about you're doing the shots. I'm talking about it's like that big.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm looking at it, but it was actually smooth. So the vodka was actually really, really smooth. So that kind of caught me off guard, but it was still vodka. But you're like,
Yeah, vodka's
whatever.
not-
But
don't
there was
really
so
drink
much.
vodka
No,
again,
there was so much caviar on the food. Yeah, like it was like even if I did like caviar, I think
was too much.
Too
that
much.
was the day I would have said
Yeah.
time out. But yeah, like caviar is one of those things that's really, really expensive because that kind of how they
Do you know what's
have to get it.
overrated? Yeah, lobster.
Yes, because there's not that much
Best
meat in them
salty as
bitches.
well.
Bro, when I look at lobster, yeah, when you look at the lobster in itself and you're like, it's this big, but there's only like this much meat in it.
Yeah.
That's an Egypt thing, man.
Bro,
Get out
when you
of
look,
there, man.
and for me, because I don't
I
like,
feel like it's too much. It's too much DIY.
Like you're
bare
breaking
crab
this,
in
breaking
it.
that.
no crab legs. You know when I see people bust the crab legs?
Nah, man, it's too much
A lot,
DIY.
a lot of these things are for show, man. I can't lie to you, bro.
For me, I don't like
Wear
cooked
crab
fish.
leg juice all of your silk shirt and
So
that's
no. My thing is, I don't like cooked fish, and I feel like lobster tastes too fishy.
Yeah.
So when you have lobster, it tastes really, really fishy. Like black cod. I'm gonna sound like
Yeah, black cod bang still.
I
can't
I
lie.
like black
do-
cod, yeah,
bro,
I can get that one.
I had black cod one time. I did not like it. I had to give it to my cats. You know what I mean? It felt bad because I didn't want to throw
I
it
said,
away,
give
but
it
I
to
did
my
not
cats.
enjoy it. But I was like, what am I gonna do with it? And I just gave
What's
it to
wrong
my
with black
cats.
cod?
I didn't enjoy it. I don't like cooked fish.
Oh, you
So
want
I
to eat
tried
raw?
it. Yeah, I eat all my fish.
Brother,
raw.
this guy gets his beef pan seared, bro.
That's
Done,
mad,
no?
just
bro.
You know, I could,
Done. That's
Done.
crazy.
Down.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You
bro.
know
Bare
this.
blood on the
That's
table,
crazy,
on the
bro.
plate, you know.
You're on this
protein,
Bear Grylls
but I
thing,
hear
bro.
you. No, you know me. Like when it comes to fish, and it's crazy because I only started eating fish about 3 years ago. Yeah, I actually started eating seafood about 3-4 years ago. Before that, I would not eat anything that could swim. The first, do you know what the first bit of seafood I had probably was?
Tuna.
Octopus.
Pussy swims though.
Okay, yeah, tuna. No, you're right. Tuna. So growing up, you know what I mean, fitness, whatever. I used to eat tuna. And I absolutely hated it. But outside of tuna, the first seafood I had properly, where you're like, I'm in this fine establishment and we've ordered something. My brethrens were. So I went out. I was with Byron, my boy Mike, Ali, Dean, a couple of us, and they were like, and we've gone to the seafood place in Mykonos. And I was like,
no, Mykonos seafood is different though.
But I was like,
That's the thing.
so I asked for a burger. So I've asked for a burger. My brethren were like, you're not coming out here and you're having a burger. You know what I mean? We're like,
that makes sense.
But I didn't eat seafood. So my boys was like, listen, if you eat a burger, you can't sit with the man. You got to sit somewhere else. So they put mad
The
pressure on
naughty
me.
chair, yeah.
Yeah, they were like, you can't sit with the man. They were like, if
Crazy,
you're doing this, you can't sit with the man.
I got a question to ask this year because you mentioned Mykonos. Yeah, the prices. I heard it's mad over there.
We were there same time. Yeah,
Nah,
just
like-
about a few
Bro,
days
do you
apart.
know what? Yeah, no, when I knew I was in for something, yeah, was when one of my boys, who like his cousin plays for West Ham, innit? And he showed me a snap when they were complaining about salt-based restaurant. So because we had salt-based restaurant booked one of these days, innit?
We avoided it on purpose.
Yeah, bro, man, are telling me chips is 48 euros.
Yeah.
I said, do you know what? It's
No, because I saw
the most expensive thing on Mykonos is that Mykonos to get from one side to the other side for the furthest journey you could go on is 20 minutes.
but the Uber is mad pricey.
Every cab is minimum 40 euros.
Yeah. My brother was telling me that one rapper was
40
complaining. He's like,
euros.
bro, like, fam, everything's just expensive, and you're not even going far.
You're not going far, but the food, like, there's no, you can't, if you go to a restaurant, your meals minimum are bills. Minimum.
Yeah.
But I can't lie,
Food's nice.
food bangs. Beach clubs back. It's way too
Everything's fresh.
I think
Yeah,
2-3 days,
that's
2-3 days, my max.
Yeah, no.
In and out.
Mykonos is probably the only place, you know, because I've always heard these places are expensive. When I go there, I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. Mykonos is like, yeah, kind of that bad. But if you've done Dubai and that, I don't feel like it's not.
No, but Dubai is not expensive. Dubai is only expensive if you want to do all the motives. If you live like a normal resident, it's not expensive.
Yeah, but like I'm saying,
But when
like,
you're there, you literally like think about it. If you're there for the first time,
You're gonna
in
do the
Dubai,
most, yeah.
you end up doing up the most because you think that's.
Okay. Let's run through a regular schedule.
Remember, I showed you when my brothers were out there and doing the ass crack of Dubai.
Hey,
So
one
they
girl
did
I
Dubai
know
ass
went brother. One girl I know went to Dubai. Yeah, she showed me the view of her hotel. I said, baby, you're not in Dubai. You're not in
Said
Dubai.
you knew.
You're not in Dubai, bro.
Taser said you're in the UAE.
Bro, you're not in Dubai.
it's a Bahrain.
She said she's in the United Arab Emirates.
She showed my bare sand houses.
Sand houses.
Yeah.
She was where they'll build the World Cup for. That's what she
Yeah,
was.
that's where they
there.
niggas live.
She was there at that period.
She was there at the Workers' Cup.
She was helping them. She was helping
You know,
them.
when she was there, bro, you're not-
She was helping them.
She was
Hey,
helping them.
Dubai is the
You have to
disparity.
ask, did you have your passport? Because they usually take your
Yeah.
passport in that area.
Hey, the disparity between
The rich
and poor is mad, you know.
Yeah,
And even
yeah,
think,
yeah.
okay, cool. Have you listened to Clavish? You know the part where he goes, something about he goes to Dubai, he puts 2K aside for parking fines. But there's no flashing over there. On the ways, they let you know that there's a speed camera there. If you want to blow past it doing 80, I do your thing. They've snapped you though.
Yeah. And they'll send you the
And they'll
joint.
send you. So when you go back to the rental company, they're like, yeah, cool.
They'll
Yeah,
send you.
6 bags for the rental.
No. You don't-
4 bags for the fines.
And
And,
for
they're
them-
holding your passport like this.
4 bags.
And it's not like over here where like, we'll let you know 2 weeks.
No.
Instant.
What, when you get there, they've got your tickets.
Bro, tickets are right there.
That's serious.
Your passport, you got to pay. I remember one Don didn't have the 4K. He drummed up 4K worth of parking,
how'd you
driving
get that?
fines,
How much?
speeding. Because you see when you're speeding,
Yeah.
it's every single camera. It's not one camera.
Oh,
every,
shit.
yeah.
So
every
everything
single
are
camera's a
double.
fine.
Hey.
Yeah, and also the fine gets more expensive the faster you're driving.
Yeah.
So you could do 100 and I could do 80. If you're over the speed limit, my fine will be cheaper than yours.
Yep.
But imagine someone doing 120 in the Urus. Like in the Urus, you're not trying to do 60. Man, are hitting 100. Ooh, speed camera slow down, but they didn't slow down enough.
So they got
Snap.
bags.
So what about you just don't drive fast?
But
You know?
I don't
You're
rent
not-
I don't
you're
rent
a
cars,
nigga.
bro.
I'm just saying,
There's certain roads-
Basically, you have to add the VAT to the rental.
Yeah,
Basically,
yeah,
basically, yeah, you got to slap out extra.
No, but you should definitely do Mykonos. You're like Mykonos is
yeah, no, I plan to, but
Fresh food.
is it a vacation?
No,
I gotta go with the babes. No, as in go with the babes.
Nah.
Would you go? Would you go over babes?
Yeah, but not my babes, a babes.
Yeah,
No, I don't mind doing a vacation with a girl as long as she knows what it is.
yeah. No, you can do a vacation there, but you could also go with a man. Them,
Oh,
like, you can,
there's
it's quite
There's
versatile.
bare destinations that I'll do with a babes, but just not with my babes.
Okay.
No, you should.
Just a random babe.
it's
Not random. It'll be someone I'm cool with. But
Mykonos,
not
I
my
like.
babes.
But
Like
when you say
vacation.
cool though, are you
Remember
chopping cool or not chopping cool?
No. I mean, it
Bro, if you
depends
think
on
I'm going
term.
over there, not
I
to
don't
chop.
know. Some men
I know what-
some men are strange, bro.
Okay,
We
okay,
are cool,
The point I'm trying to make
but we're
is
fucking.
Some men
Yeah.
are
no,
some men
Rich.
are
The
strange,
point I'm trying to
bro.
make is there'll be no evidence I went on that trip.
Bro, man, secret agent.
No. As in, like all the pictures look like I'm by myself.
But the thing is,
No, no, do that anyway.
the thing is,
Remember doing it with their wives.
yeah.
Bro, you're on this MI5 thing, bro.
No, but remember,
Everybody's gonna know you're down for a girl, but they don't know who she is.
Man,
yeah,
the internet,
do you know what I mean?
scroll everything.
But there's certain men that are doing that with their wives, as in like they go home and kiss this girl every night. When they go on holiday, you're thinking, big man, who are you with? I remember one Don was with his babes in New York, and the only reason I clocked who he was with is because she was doing the same thing on her story.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like,
yeah.
wait, hold on, same bridge, same
Yeah,
basketball
yeah,
game.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
wait,
yeah,
wait, hold on,
yeah.
is this your linking? He's like, how do you know? I'm like, are you all right?
Okay, my next question is though. Okay, cool. So you're just taking a girl that you're cool with, yeah. So what happens to like when you return back to ends? What happens with the next girl you speak to?
What do you mean?
Like, who don't they ask like, yo, who is you on holiday with?
I was with the man them. I was with a girl.
Bro, this is double O Taze, bro.
No. Or I was with my brethren.
He's got it all patterned up before he gets
It's not
back.
about, it's not about who patting up.
Yeah, you have
no.
to.
What I don't understand is certain men are answering questions that they don't deserve to be answered. If this is a new babes from this date forward, why are you asking me what I did last month?
Some girls, some girls are nosy like that.
No, they can be
they're
nosy.
bad
That doesn't mean I'm giving you the answer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So wait, you like been in that moment where after you've had sex, they're laying on your chest, for example, and they say, it's funny how, and then they start talking about stuff that's irrelevant.
Yeah, so no, we don't need to go there.
Come on, man.
We can't be having that.
No.
You see what I'm saying? Like sometimes I'm like, I don't need to answer that question.
100. Yeah,
Like,
but
I remember-
I do feel like it's kind of cool that people are just like, you know what? Let's just go on a holiday because that way you could get to explore more countries because you can't always be waiting for the man them to go
Yeah,
forward.
and you can't always wait for your babes. If you don't have a babes, and I want to travel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and also when I'm traveling, I'm not petty in thinking she grabs the bill, I grab the bill. I'm going under the impression I'm paying for everything.
Yeah.
So I need to. You need to be cool enough because there's sometimes I've gone, and luckily for me, that it's only happened one time, but we only went for one night. Yeah, but she flipped out on me.
What do you mean flipped out? Why?
Basically, she got an invite to have a threesome with some next rapper
Yeah.
and his babes,
Yeah.
and they invited me, and I said no.
Yeah.
And she said I'm the granddad. I said, but I don't know this rapper.
Yeah. You just want me just there, balls out. It's, hey.
I like meet up with some random don.
And so Tazer knows that story is funny for reasons we can't continue on.
Yeah, but like,
Balls out.
It's a story that ties into itself, but
course
we
it
cannot
does.
continue because people will be like, what?
brother,
So we
I had
won't
to
do
say-
that.
I had to say, you know what?
She called you a granddad for that?
Bro, she got back to the hotel, didn't
Yeah.
speak to me the whole night, went to
No,
bed,
And no, because we know in person.
airport,
No,
didn't speak to me. Landed in London, didn't speak to me. Only said bye to me when we left the airport, was like, I'm going on my way. I said, all right, cool.
I
It's only like
No.
months later, she apologized and she was like, all right,
No,
do you
no,
know
I
what?
can
I overreacted, we're cool.
I can confirm what he's saying. It's just that, you know what I mean, if I do this, you know what I mean, there's too much explaining. If I confirm.
I know certain man would have went though.
Went what?
With the threesome.
Yeah.
Yes, babe. You know who. You know exactly who. You know what I mean?
You see that certain man you're talking about, yeah?
He would have been at the hotel before everyone else.
Been at the hotel before her.
You see that certain man, yeah? One time, I was out with this guy, yeah, and I said, let's go home. He said, nah, the night's still young. I said, brother, please. Like, you see me? Okay, I said, you know what? You do your thing.
Yeah.
But just know that when we're ready to call the Uber, I'm
Yeah.
going back to the hotel.
Yeah,
innit?
yeah.
He's like, cool. Bro, a babes walked past, yeah. I'm not sure if it was a babes. And he goes, let me go find out. I said, why? No. But why? Why? The voice was brass. Hey, voice was deep in the mind.
That's like the Punisher.
Hey, I said, why? Homie was gone for 20 minutes, yeah, came back. Yeah, it was a babe still. I'm like, bro, you even... I said, nah. Some of you, man, are built different, bro.
No, some man, yeah.
If I have to question it, I'm not going there.
Yeah.
Some man quality control is
Now,
the
see,
thing,
you see the person. We're
Oh, yeah.
talking
We talking about homegirl that said she nearly got flown out by Alfredo.
about. But you see, no.
No, do you know what's mad?
No,
Do you know what's mad?
The same person we're talking about, he said he would have cooked it.
Yeah, I do believe
No,
that.
no.
I believe that. I believe
Not
that.
even speculation. I spoke to
believe
him
that.
and he said he would have
Yeah,
called
I
me.
Man,
believe
we
that,
ain't
I
said
believe that.
not one name, but we're all talking about the same don, you know.
When I spoke to my man,
He's legendary.
he said he would have cooked it.
Yeah, I believe that still.
No, he said, you know what I mean? He
Yeah.
looked at her and he said she looked like a bundle of
Yeah,
fudge.
yeah.
Aye, do you know what's so mad though?
But what did
You would have cooked it.
Potentially. I know what it is. Everyone deserves a bit of love. But what I will say though, what I will say though is that when I
You say you're a truck driver, yeah?
no, you're dumb. No, when I first,
Man got the license.
when I first saw what
Hey,
she
do you know
was,
what's so mad about the HDV thing? You know you got to do a separate test for
yeah,
that.
that's a whole different license.
It's not part of your
Yeah.
green provisional or your
They-
pinky, you know.
No.
Like you gotta send off your
is to
license
be
to get it back
experienced.
and all that. Yeah.
This is serious experience.
When
we're
I
talking
first
about.
saw my
You
man
fall asleep
talking,
with the wheel, people die.
when I first saw my man talking, yeah, I didn't know what he was
Talking
on about.
about, yeah.
I just saw a picture of her, and then it said something about
Lorries.
15 grand.
How
da, da, da.
did they start? Did she just come out and say it randomly?
Just said on the pod.
Bro, she was on No Jumper. So she's some American thing from Buttfuck, Connecticut in America somewhere. So they were having a conversation on No Jumper. And
Basically said that she's nearly got flown out by a UK rapper.
so the brother's like, who? And she was like, oh, Fredo. And the brother was like, who's that?
Yeah.
You
But
don't
bear
know.
in mind, that will have very little relevance in America.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
couldn't
It's over
give
here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of them, the majority of them don't know who Fredo is. But over here,
I
we're
say shout out Alfredo, he did that shit. As far as I'm concerned, he did that.
No, but no, you can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say
He
that.
did that.
No, but I
He
do-
did
I-
that.
the reason why he's saying he did that
Guilty.
is because we know the man them.
I
Let
hear
me
that,
tell
but
you why I think
I
he
feel
did
like
that.
there's some 5% truth in what
Rich.
she's saying. Whether or not it's him,
Rich,
I don't know.
You know, there's them man that, you know, when you come across rich niggas, right? There's rich niggas. You know when someone gets pulled up for wearing a fake kettle, but you're like,
Yeah.
you got bread though. Why would he do that? I don't believe it. Because man's got bread, you never believe. Man would wear a fake kettle. You know what I'm saying? There's them man, and
Yeah, that
because of
mentality's,
that,
yeah,
bro,
I hear you.
they'd skate through because you're like, come on, bro, he's got money. Why you not? I don't believe he would wear a fake
Also,
kettle.
another angle of that, is that they used his account, but it could have been for his bridging. You know that certain man, but you're the one with the blue tick, man. DM this babes, get it.
It could be,
But why her though?
Hey, I
Maybe
can't
a brother
lie,
wanted
that
to.
one ain't passing.
No, you're saying that. I'm just telling you what certain man are like. Certain, bruv, do you know how much man send me girls' pages? Oh, I invite her to the next page. I'm like, but I don't know her. I didn't say, I didn't ask if you knew her. Use your blue tick. Like, it don't work like that.
The blue
man.
tick is flipping force hammer.
No,
Yeah,
but
like,
realistically,
it don't
I
work like that.
I don't see the man them chopping her. I'll be honest with you, bro. I really don't. Like,
Bruv, you say that, but one man, there's one night where man could be starving. And
no
she's
way, not. Bro,
But that
even
was
if you're
just starving.
Hold on.
He had to go on the whole project management mission, bro. He had
Even
to
if you're
pattern the
starving,
flight.
yeah, you always might have a little 3-4 things in and around here that you might be able to hit up.
No,
Not
but sometimes,
that, bro.
no, but some,
Like,
bruv,
what?
you see when people say that, people don't talk about the additional stress that comes with.
I know, but no.
So the 3-4 things that you're talking about, there's a reason why you didn't shout them in the first place.
True.
You see what I'm saying? Like people don't take that into consideration. Yeah, she's buff, but she's annoying.
And then you get them random ones that hit you up on a Friday night,
But
Saturday
that's if
night.
you're
and all
lit.
that.
Some men don't have that. Some men
No,
don't
but
have
come
that,
on,
bro.
though, 15 racks
Brother,
a night.
every weekend. No, 50 racks
So
is the
for
mad
me,
thing.
that's where like I
The
feel
50
like
racks is the mad
you know
thing.
I feel
What?
like
That's
I feel
where-
like for me I feel like there was a miscommunication
Yeah.
somewhere.
That's where the story's
No,
a bit
but
holy.
remember, I saw his post before I saw hers, and then when I saw her post, she's actually
But
dropped
that
his
video's
name.
old. That video's old.
I don't know how old it is.
No, the
I only
video's
saw it-
old.
I only saw it the
No,
other
that's
day.
what they were saying. The video.
The video's old. They've repurposed it again.
I've only saw it the other day, bro.
This repurposing things, killing niggas, man.
Yep.
Bruv.
Yeah.
Do you know what,
That's
you
funny,
can't,
man.
do I tell you can't do it because of the way social media is, like what is acceptable on
Always
January the
changes,
1st
bro.
of 2023 might not cut through by
Yo,
December.
bro, that
look,
video
wait,
3
wait.
months ago.
Look.
3 months.
3
It's
months.
been up.
Bro, look how they're cooking Damson Idris, for example, yeah?
That's just
for what?
hateration.
Wait,
What are they
for
cooking it
what?
for?
Basically, he said that his mum always
Oh
believes...
no. You know what? Yeah, I saw the video and I was like, his mom can't be that dumb, bro. Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
I thought he was just messing about.
What did he
yeah,
say,
yeah,
though?
yeah.
What did he say?
No, I know.
He
That's
basically
what I'm
said that
saying.
his mum believes his character.
I know,
So his
but my
mum's like,
stuff-
you're selling cocaine because
But
he's
that's why I
frankly
was like,
insane.
but
No
the
way.
thing is,
Yeah, that's
but
he's
I
just
always say
doing
to
that
people,
typical.
you have to think of the wider situation. He's in America. Americans are very no offense to any Americans listening.
Ignorant
to this,
towards
very
Africans.
ignorant. You know what I mean? So for them, they take things on a surface
Wait,
level.
is it ignorance towards Africans or just ignorance?
They're ignorant.
They're ignorant.
both,
They're
but
extremely
towards Africans as well.
specific.
Where Africans are involved.
Yeah, but again, you
they
got-
genuinely Americans genuinely believe Africans live in hard set.
And
You know what I mean,
jungle,
like
yeah,
they
yeah.
genuinely
They
like,
do. No, they
a lot
do.
of
That's
them,
ridiculous.
bro,
You know
a
how
lot of them go
stupid that
no.
is?
A lot of them
You
go
got Steve
Ghana
Harvey
and
shouting,
Nigeria.
talking about, Burna Boy didn't steal from us.
We stole from them.
him. All right, Steve. All right,
No,
Steve.
levels. But when you look at, especially when you look at the comments on videos like that and so on, that's when you realize how Americans see us. So that video, when he said all of those things to that audience,
Yeah,
it
but
was like,
obviously he's a London boy, innit? So obviously those type of jokes will run. Like if he came here and said
he's
that,
smart enough to know better. That's how I saw it. But what he said,
I don't think it's that deep,
bro. When you,
personally.
I know, but when you listen to the way they laughed and stuff, you know what I mean. For me, I'm with you in that it's not that deep because we are nuanced and we can look past certain things. A lot of the normal people can't, especially in America. They sit there and they're like, his mother is retarded.
But also,
They be thinking, it's them Africans.
all right, Keith, you're not wrong, yeah. But can we also add that it's seasoned with a little bit of hate because he chose Lori Harvey?
yeah, the temperature turned
The
up. on
temperature
him.
was the temperature was too much, bro. And in my mind, I'm like, it's because you lot are still mad that Lori Harvey I don't know if they're still dating or not, but bruv, the anger they gave man after the birthday party video, I'm like, you don't want man to
Serious?
celebrate their bro. You don't want man
This
to
is what I
celebrate
think.
his girlfriend.
This is what I don't understand. Yeah, Lori Harvey. I don't even know what she sounds like. Somehow, these babes are using Lori Harvey for bare content.
She's the benchmark.
But I just think it's just
things
nasty, bro. She's just enjoying her life. Who cares, bro? Man are doing man analysis on pictures. It's crazy.
Analysis, you know.
Bro, they
saying,
said
her arm
he's
is 5
celebrating.
inches.
They took a picture on the red carpet,
Yeah.
and I think there was a bit of distance between them. And they goes, "Look, see, the relationship ain't even real. He can't even embrace his
Oh
babes."
my god! Oh come on, man.
She
Yeah,
has to come out and say, I told him, listen, I don't want to get makeup on you.
On your jacket.
On your jacket.
Like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah, the
all these
internet's
small
crazy.
things. You got girls in the ends that are just smooshing their face in your fucking t-shirt in the middle of the rain, bro. Girls are giving up.
Aye, that's the worst one when you're out, you know. Yeah, finish. You want to go home and
Man's like,
change,
yeah,
bro.
man's got my Celine white
Brother,
t-shirt.
I
it comes
ain't
through.
even started in the rave
You want to
yet.
go home, bro.
Tea
Literally.
is finished.
Slap
The
tuck
worst
your
one
hair
is
on
when you're wearing
breast
a hat, yeah, and you hug a babes, and on the brim of the hat is just bare makeup. Fucking hell, blood. And you might have clocked after you've hugged the 8th girl, so
Yeah.
you never know who to go back to.
No control.
It's probably so annoying, man.
Oh my God, Tazer. I've not listened to the audio of this yet, but I have to play it because I need us all to hear this in real time. So it's Diplo, the producer. You know Diplo?
Yeah. Diplo.
The producer. I want to hear what you man have to say about it.
Or if I got a blowjob from a guy before.
You're sure that's happened?
Yeah.
And you just don't remember? I'm not.
Or if I got a blowjob from a guy before.
You're sure that's happened?
Yeah.
And you just don't remember?
I mean,
You're saying you're not committing to it, but you're saying you're sure it happened.
for sure.
But you don't have a specific memory of it.
Like, I don't know if it's gay unless you, like, make eye contact while there's the blowjob
That's
happening.
such a straight guy thing to say.
But it's, I mean, getting a blowjob is not that gay, I think.
I don't know. You tell me.
Wait, what were we about to talk about?
We were talking about Bill Clinton. Because this is a serious podcast.
Defund,
okay?
man. Talking
Bro,
That's wild,
bro,
man. That's wild.
content creation is killing our people.
That's
A
wild.
man sat in a
That's
room and he
wild
says,
still.
I don't know if I got neck from a dude before.
That's wild still.
And everyone's like, huh?
What happened to creativity?
Y'all know. Where did it
It
go?
got replaced by, you know what, yeah? I feel
Creativity,
like,
there's too much work.
Tazer, I'm
man.
about to say something that you might not agree with.
Go on.
I feel like we're partly to blame.
3 shots.
Yes.
But we made it look easy.
No. You know when niggas come out and say outlandish shit. I feel like when we started doing what we did, you know what I mean? Because we were out there, and we were one of the first podcasts that was just out there. I feel like we are part
Yeah,
of
but
the
you
reason.
man weren't capping though.
Bro.
No, but they don't know
it's-
that.
It doesn't.
That's
It
the thing.
doesn't matter whether it's capping or not. It just let people believe. You know what I mean? It's just say
Do you
what
know? Do you know what?
Say
do you know
what you want to
Do
say.
you know? See, 2016. Yeah, that's when you started the pod in 2016.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I started a few months after. Yeah. Do you know when you lot started to read? Because you lot started cooking from the jump. Do you remember? Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know how many times I saw our new raw uncut podcast coming out now? I said, yeah. Didn't last 4 or 5 episodes. Because people thought it was easy, bro. People thought I'm gonna come in And because my friends or my followers find me funny, I'm
Everyone's
gonna
gonna
come
find me funny.
and say outlandish stuff on my podcast.
And people
after
will be
4 or
like,
5 weeks, nobody listen, nobody cares.
Disu, you see what? It's crazy that you say that those weren't the worst ones. The worst ones were the ones that thought they could come out and say, you know, intellectual shit, and they thought they were better than us. Remember when people used to call us bantercast?
Hey,
Do you remember? Remember Tazer?
Hey, do you know what's mad?
Because we were humorous, we were
there's-
this personality, charisma.
There's gonna be a
bantercast. So
there's gonna be a documentary that we feature on when like as in Free Shots and a couple other podcasts like I say HC receipts and all that.
Yeah.
When we get to speak properly, people will understand that. Right, okay, you man lasting this long makes sense because there's bare man that's like okay when Keith, what Keith is saying is right essentially that we might have fucked it up. We're responsible, but we kicked the door open for everyone else to come through. But I didn't say everyone come through and start lying.
Yeah.
I didn't say all of that.
Tell
So
your
I
truth.
understand what Keith is saying to that extent.
Yeah.
It's like in Mayor of Kingstown. Yeah, there's a part where this is like a little spoiler. Yeah, but there's a part where one of the guys cuts a deal with the mayor, but because he's a criminal, when he goes to jail, the mayor forgets the deal. What happens? Mayor gets head topped, and then all the police force are crying. And one of the guys in the police force is like, "Hold on, the mayor made a deal." And he went back on the deal.
You didn't honor it. What do you
He
expect?
didn't honor his deal.
Yeah,
What do you
he
expect
didn't
to happen?
honor-
They're like, but he's the mayor. But the issue that I have with certain people when they look at criminals is you're not human. The moment you're a criminal, they see it as you're not human. I'm like, you know, some of your brethren are criminals, but you treat them with some respect. But you meet another criminal and you just dehumanize him because he's a criminal. I don't get
I
that.
know this is
that
so
makes
random,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I find it so interesting how like people view drug dealers while using drugs themselves. That's mad to me.
There's that, and also
The
exploiting.
president from El Salvador does not care. The president from El Salvador, yeah, he said drug dealers wouldn't exist without drug addicts. So man put them on the same list. He said, we treat drug dealers and drug addicts the same. You see one of them niggas, rob them. Bro, you don't understand. So you might have seen this as well, Disu, where they were talking about the human rights kind of situation. So in El Salvador, they arrested about 40 to 60,000 people, and they've thrown them into mega jail.
16,000.
60.
Fucking no.
In the prisons. So they're all, MS-13, the drug gang. So they arrested. So they've gone out there and they've done a full sweep on just left nicked bare people. They're like, you lot are menaces, you're criminals, you're whatever. So here's the issue. So all the some of the human rights groups, not all of them, some of the human rights groups will this is inhumane, this is against human rights and so on and so on. But you know where I thought to myself, I don't know where I sit on this. So when they arrested all of those people, and a lot of them, they have the MS-13 gang tattoos.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, like if you're a normal civilian, I'm not sure why you have MS-13 gang tattoos.
Yeah,
Two
facts.
specific types of gang tattoos. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, when they arrested all of those 40-something thousand to 60,000 people, right? Do you know how much the murder rate dropped by?
How much?
57%.
Fucking
And I say to
That's a lot
people,
still.
I don't know how you feel about that. All I'm saying is, it is what it is. Bro, when you look at the numbers, the murder rate dropped by,
They took all the quengos off road, you know.
All of them.
That's a little quangers.
the murder rate dropped by 57%. 57. Brother, 57% of anything is insane. The murder rate, and people talking about human
If you-
rights.
if
But for
somebody-
me, I was like, we could let a few innocent
Bro,
niggas slip through the cracks.
If murders drop by 10%, a politician is throwing a party for that.
57%.
57%, you should never be able to lose another election. But back to the content, what do you? How long do you feel like this could last? Yeah, because even my brethren, Bola, she put up a poll and she asked people, do they trust influencers? And I was like 90% no.
Why would they though?
But at one
No,
point,
no,
they did.
because at one point, bro, the reason why influencers is a thing because people trusted influencers more than anyone. Think about it, yeah. When we were growing up, yeah, all products were kind of moved by people that were like celebrities. So all advertisements will have like the footballers, the artists, the actors, and that was a way of marketing, right? Then obviously the influence came. So now people are like, okay, this girl's like me, like she looks like me, she sounds like me, and she recommends this is lit, so I want to jump on it. Or these are the podcasters or rappers I relate to, or the influencers I relate to. Okay, cool, I'm gonna get these trainers. So it makes sense.
But this is why I say that Free Shots can stand the test of time because we're not chatting shit. Like if we were chatting shit, bruv, someone would have said something by now. That's what I'm saying. All these other podcasts that have come out and disappeared is because they've realized that you can't uphold the shit. But I remember one time, you see that McDonald's, I keep referring to this McDonald's story because it's allowed man to think they can approach me and laugh. But one Don came up to me and started laughing. I just looked in his face.
What laughing how though?
You're just laughing at the joke. I'm like, bro, I said it on the pod like 3 weeks ago. The laugh was then. It's not now. And it's not with me. Laugh amongst your mates. It's not with me. You know what I'm saying? He goes, but then he didn't know what to do. I didn't mean to make him feel awkward, but I'm like, I can't keep laughing about this because it didn't happen the other day. I told it 3 weeks ago. It happened like last year, bro. You finding it funny now is not the one for me. We can take a picture and chat about something else, but you coming up to me and I don't know who you are saying, okay. And then you just felt mad awkward. But this is someone that would be like, do you know what? I've got mad stories too. Let me set up a pod. All right, cool. But you're someone in your friendship group that gets rubbished all the time. So you put your link in the group, no one's even listening to your podcast. You come online and start saying stuff like, what's the one that they love saying? People only support you when people that they rate supports you. You know that one?
Man, yeah. But how could your own brethren support your ass, bro?
But if your own brethren ain't supporting you, maybe
your ass, bro.
Maybe you got me.
Hey, normalize telling your brethren.
Maybe something's wrong there. No, but bruv, it's true. You see it all the time in the DJ world. There's bare DJs beefing now because they're like, bro, how you going out calling yourself a DJ? Because you're getting bookings. Like, and remember, we all know this is happening. So similar to the podcasting and influencers, yeah. The DJs, the women DJs, but bare of them are getting booked because they're pretty. But we can't say that. Because I've heard you mix. You're clanging all over the place, but you're getting bookings.
No,
cool.
we can't say
Celebrate
that. No, we can't say that because we knew people that were getting booked and other people making their mixes.
Yeah, no, that's still happening though.
And they're out there.
Yeah.
And they're pushing buttons.
And they're not.
You're looking at it like the way you were mixing and the way the tune was playing.
Bro,
ain't the same
the tune dropped, yeah. You're still touching you're still twisting
So
stuff.
we're saying it's a verb
No, but remember, if the
How
brand
goes for as a DJ? That's
crazy.
Disu, if the brand wants to pay that woman to DJ, bro, who am I to say anything?
Yeah, facts.
I'm not booking you.
That's
though.
faking the funk though, no?
Yeah, but I'm not booking you. If you want to hear real music, there's bare events, bro. There's Recess, there's DLT, there's Faded. But you don't want to go to these events.
I don't like what they try to do to like you, Half-Cast, HC, all like the most prominent podcasts, yeah, because people hate ratio. But like, why is it that our most prominent black podcasts are comedy entertainment? Why can't it be Bro, there is a gazillion other podcasts. You don't listen to them.
Yeah.
You don't care to listen to them. You just wanted something to say to belittle the achievements of these people. Do you get it?
Yeah, but use man as a punching bag.
The reason why people ain't listening to your information-based joint is because it's cheeks.
Yeah.
Simple. People want to know information.
Cheeks means rubbish.
Rubbish. Because it's rubbish. People want information. Otherwise, Bloomberg, CNN, FT, they won't be a thing. People want information.
But the way you're distributing your information, no one cares. And why are you mad at me?
Yeah.
Keep working.
Do you know what's mad as well? When people get onto me about the way I pronounce certain things, I never said I was smart. Keith gets onto me all the time. I never said I was intelligent. I know how to hustle. There's a difference. I got this far because I know how to hustle. You know what I'm saying? I love the game. There's a difference.
I love the game,
but
man.
all of that, being intelligent, but that's not my bag. I've never said it was my bag.
Yeah.
I've never said it was my bag. Never.
You have to answer that because people know that. It's just a projection where, like, even my virgin Sarah, she must have said, like, why is it that, because she gets man that come to say, oh, my girl can't dress like, I want a wife, a girl like that. But she's like, why are people saying that? I said, because people project their own inadequacies because they see what you're doing and they know they can't do that, or your girl or guy that they know that is out their league. So they try to belittle you to make themselves feel better.
Don't do that, man.
That's what all people try to do. Like,
that's wrong, man.
Like with certain artists, they're like, oh, why can't you make a different? Bro, just don't listen to the song. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially in today where there's so much content everywhere.
Also,
you don't have to
focus on one thing as well. And also, a lot of people think they're important, until it's time to assess how important you are. Then they realize how not important they are. But they're not going to admit that. Like, there's best, like, you see, if you open up Spotify on desktop, it shows you the numbers of every single. But there's certain tunes that I thought were the biggest tunes. Brother, no one is listening to them.
Does it show you what?
It shows you the actual streams
of individual songs on the desktop.
Individual songs. Brother, certain tunes ain't getting played. But if you go on Twitter, you don't think it's got number one. You know what I'm saying? But like, people need to understand that there's a bigger world out there and you're not that important. You're not. Your podcast is not popping because I'm not gonna say because it's shit, but there's so much things you haven't done. Like the chemistry between you and the host. I'm a listener and I can tell you lot don't like each other.
Forget all
That's
of
one.
that. For me, it's down to marketing this. So,
No, but there's no chemistry between the people in the room.
but
Let me share something quickly, please. A big, it's gonna make it obvious. But basically, there was a podcast, and they were filming, and the cameraman didn't get the right angle of Keith's laugh, for example. So he stopped the whole podcast. Oh, sorry, Keith, can you laugh again? On a podcast? Is this Netflix?
No. But that's another thing. That's another thing I noticed.
reaction.
I think I was telling Keith to had a conversation, but I said,
Bro.
a lot of people are YouTube shows masquerading as podcasts.
Yeah, like
YouTube shows.
no, those are different things.
Yeah, proper
different things,
Very
bro.
different things.
A podcast
YouTube
is an
show and a
audio
podcast,
form.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. You know me, like for me, I was against the visual
visual,
side of
'cause
things for a lot of things. Because for me, as a podcast, like it's only in the last couple of years where you have your agents, your this. They were like, we need this content, we need this content. For me, but as a podcast, for me, I would have been okay with us just doing
Audio, yeah.
because that is a podcast. Essentially, that's what I was okay.
Yeah, we know you
with.
don't do
And then
visuals.
you get
It's just
into-
a visual
that's
representation.
you know
of
what I
the
mean, and
podcast.
that's how people like for me that's an additional. You see what I mean? Like that's something you kind of throw in essentially, but for a lot of people, like they confuse
That's how they start.
a YouTube show.
Bro, I'm seeing girls in big blazer, big shoe and bag, fancy decorations, like makeup artists. This is a show. It's not a podcast.
yeah.
It's not a podcast.
Man said
Like, there's
makeup
such a-
artist,
And
you
also
know.
the reason why another reason why I say Free Shots is successful is because the whole premise of it was a conversation. So when people are like, "Oh, let him finish, let him speak," I'm like, "Yeah, okay, cool." It might sound frustrating to the listener, but remember, when you lot have
We're
these
having a
conversations at
conversation.
home, you're having a conversation.
It happens the way it happens.
Because I've read audiobooks. They're boring, bro.
As shit.
So you don't want my podcast to sound like an audiobook.
Yeah, that's a bit
But
mad.
you lot don't even listen to audiobooks.
Honestly, that's why I like podcasts because I'm not really an interview person when people do interview because I find it boring because it's like
Very monotone.
But the interviews I go to listen is the ones that conversation. So for the other day, I watched when Pusha T came on Joe Budden's podcast after the Drake thing.
Yeah, he's told me to. Yeah.
What did I tell y'all
yeah,
niggas?
that's the quality, yeah.
One of my favorite interviews
That was
of all
sick.
time.
Have you seen Expert Opinion with Tony Ayo?
Nah,
Bro, one of the best episodes I've ever seen.
I heard that's hard.
But like,
Matt
ask-
Hoffa thing is cold.
Yeah, ask Brent.
Cold.
Yeah, whenever there's a sick pod, or even when we pod, I'm like, nah, that was a sick episode because I know what I know what podcasts should sound like.
Yeah, 100%.
But there's some pods, bruv, you might as well have a script in front of you. The way they engage with each other, you might as well have a script.
Yeah, like I feel like
It feels very scripted.
Yeah,
and that's
I just wish that people would just focus on the betterment of their podcast. Not your podcast's not gonna be sick or what. It's like anything in life. If you pick up a cricket bat, you're not gonna be the best cricket player. on day one.
no.
Just gotta practice a graph. But I tell you what's not gonna make you good. Hating on my man who plays
yeah.
for England or Pakistan. That's not gonna make you better.
But
You
for
get what I'm
us, you know
saying?
what it is? So when we got into podcasting, this is something that I speak to, people quite a bit when they used to ask me for advice. Or how do I build my brand? How do I build my following? How do I build my listening? How do you build your listening? And I was like, before I got into podcasting, I did about 6-7 years of radio. You know what I mean? So when I say that to people, I was like, for me, I did 6-7 years of radio. I was blogging. I was doing so many other things that got people's attention to me. So when they started listening to my podcast, these were people who had already built doing other things.
Yeah.
So them listening to my podcast was an extension of all the other things I was doing. So I didn't just randomly wake up one day and say, I want to start a podcast. I was doing other things that kind of, that drew
Geared you
people
to-
to
yeah,
me.
yeah.
And a podcast was an extension of that. But people want you to tell them some secret formula where you're like, I'm going to do this. And I was like, no, I was doing other things for so many years. Tazer, Marvin, we were all doing different things. So we've now pulled in 3 different sets of audience. But we were doing 3 other things. But we didn't just wake up one day and be like, we are 3 people that nobody knows from anywhere. And we want people to hear us. And I was like, no, we were doing this. Now we're going to switch this to something
into
else. But people know us from other things.
I can't remember who I was
It's
having a
not
conversation with.
random.
I was like, yo, these man had... Because remember, I've never listened to an episode of On Topic. I just knew these man had the timeline on a chokehold every Sunday when they used to do the radio.
we used to crash
Chokehold.
the radio every Sunday.
So people
that's
already
what we were
listening
doing.
to
and then
Keith
you go
and
back
Marv.
to on top, on you know what I mean, Dirty Games.
Yeah,
Replay.
Dirty Games, yeah.
Or so many things. We were doing, you know what I mean, YouTube shows, web series, you know what I mean,
Creativity.
blogs. Remember blogs, web series, radio, this, and remember Radar. 'Cause remember, for me, we started the podcast, and I started.
Yeah. And that's how we got into Radar.
I started the radio show.
Oh, the radar shows, God.
Brother.
I started
Oi.
the
Hall
radio
of
show
Fame, bro.
before the podcast. Like
Oh,
it
with
was
Shams,
literally,
innit?
just before, and it started more or less. It was more or less same time, but I think my radio show started a month or two before.
Yeah.
And then we just had them simultaneous.
Yeah,
essentially.
it makes sense.
You know what I mean? And
Bro,
then we ended
like-
up on Radar. Most people don't take in that I was doing other things, but they think, oh, you know, you started a podcast for the middle of nowhere, and people go to listen to you. Like, no,
Yeah,
we were
it's like,
doing
it's like thinking
things.
Steph Curry just woke up one day and just shot a three and it was went in. And bro, these men are putting up 500 shots a day in the summer, bro. You just
That's why I also admire like people that go to the gym because you're going to the gym knowing that whatever I do today is not gonna it's not gonna prove a point today.
What that theory is something that I only learned a few years ago.
Delayed gratification.
Yeah, no, marginal gains theory. They said you can't go from 0% to 20% growth in anything. Like you're not gonna be 20% richer overnight, 20% faster, 20% stronger. But if you work on improving your life, like little by little every day across a period, like so if you improve your life 1% a day, so like today I'm gonna focus on my time management, tomorrow I'm gonna focus on on my food. You see, by the end of the year,
Bit by bit, yeah.
the growth you've had done is
Exponential.
That's
For
why-
example, like you in the gym, you didn't wake up hench.
Exactly. That's why when people go gym, and they're like, oh, I've cut out sugar, I've cut out this, I've cut out that. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. How long you been going to gym? 3 days.
Yeah, it's not
Chat to
there.
me when you hit 6 weeks. You're not even supportive. I'm like, no, you think, I wouldn't even tell you to cut out sugar. I'd just say, do it on weekends. Monday to Friday, no sugar. Take your sugar in Saturday, Sunday. After you've done that for 6 weeks, you're going to be like, only Sunday.
Might try that.
After
Then
another
you-
6
then
weeks,
you're
you're
gonna
going to be like, you know what? I don't even want sugar no more.
Might try
It's a
that.
gradual thing, but
Might
'cause
try
you're,
that.
you're going to crash at some point. And when you crash, you're going to binge eat sweets for 2 days,
that's
and you're
my
going to intake.
Because I tried that no sugar thing, and when
Bro,
I finished,
I'm gonna
oh
try-
my
I'm gonna
god,
You're gonna
I'm
take
try it.
you're gonna
I'm
take
gonna
in
try it. My veins,
all
man.
of the sugar
gonna try it.
that
I'm
you
gonna try it.
didn't eat for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So what's the point? But it's a gradual thing. Same with gym. 3 times a week. Cool. Then when you realize that, do you know what? I'm not gonna go to that brunch. I don't care about that brunch. Now your Friday evenings are open. I'm gonna go gym. Now it's 4 days a week.
Yeah.
You realize what's important. Oh, do you know what? I'm only gonna go raving on Saturday, maybe Sunday. So midweek, I'm going gym, going to
Even
bed.
with gym, when
It's
I speak
gradual.
to people, bro, like now, people are like, oh, how can I do this and this and this? And it's difficult to have conversations with certain people about fitness and stuff because I've been hitting gym since I was 16 years old. You know what I mean? I'm 33, so what? 17 years. So I've been banging gym continuously for 17 years. So certain people ask me, oh, I want to change this and this. And I was like, bro, you've been training for 6 months. And you expect certain gains. Where for me, I was like, I was training for at least 5-6 years before I saw solid gains because I was doing it wrong. You know what I mean? So it's like, you are doing it wrong. And you have access to the internet. I didn't have access to the things you have access to now. You know, little things like that. Where you speak to people,
That's
Rich,
one
where
thing
you're
I love.
like fitness.
That's one thing I love about the internet, you know.
Because Rich, there's certain people that want to look like you, but they want to train like me. And I was like, it's never going to happen.
it's not gonna
You have
happen.
to train like Rich.
Yeah,
You have to do the
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
But that's what I'm
100%.
saying. Certain men don't think, you know, and you're like, bro,
Everyone's
if you want to
body's
look like
different,
Rich,
man.
yeah, one, most people's bodies are different, firstly. And secondly, if you want to look like Rich, you have to train like Rich. So you want to train like me, but you want to look like Rich. How the fuck is that going to
not
happen?
gonna
A man messaged me the other day and he was talking about, oh, my shoulders aren't growing, this and this and this. And I was like, I can't tell you what to do just based on the question. I don't know what you do
I
now.
said my shoulders ain't growing.
Yeah, but I was like, I was like, I don't.
Bro, what?
No, but I was like, but I don't know what you look like.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're training. I don't know what you're eating. I don't know your, you know what I mean, your biology or whatever your body is. I can't tell you nothing.
That's a
You see what I
wild
mean?
question,
I can
man.
tell you what works for me. You know what I mean? And that may never work for you. Because when it comes to chest, the one thing people always ask me when it comes to gym is literally, what do you do for chest? And I tell people like, listen, I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I start training, I do legs and my chest grows.
Yeah, no, I've heard that.
You like my chest
just
is
how your
my
body
chest.
works.
Yeah,
That's
I've
just
heard that, I've
for
heard
me.
that,
That's
I've
it.
Genetics.
My
Your
chest
genetics, probably
is
your genetics, yeah.
genetically superior.